Today we're diving into an age-old kitchen debate, meat stock versus bone broth, and which one is actually better for your gut. Most people assume bone broth is the holy grail of gut healing. It's trendy, it looks good on shelves, and it's been hyped by all these wellness influencers as a superfood. But here's the thing, bone broth might actually be making your symptoms worse, especially if you're in the early stages of gut healing. I know that might sound crazy, but after healing my own gut after years of IBS, fatigue, food sensitivities, allergies, and neurological symptoms, and now helping others do the same, I've learned that the real healing starts with meat stock, and it's really important to get this right. Otherwise, you might actually not have a great experience. In today's video, I'm going to show you the key differences between meat stock and bone broth. When is the right time for meat stock, and when is the right time for bone broth, and how do you know? I'm also going to share the symptoms that meat stock is going to help you resolve if you're in those earlier stages of healing, and how to get started making it today 100% correctly. And if you want the shortcut, I just launched my meat stock mini course, which walks you step by step towards making meat stock correctly, sourcing the right bones, cook time by animal, and my exact recipe that I think tastes like Lipton soup. Comes with a printable recipe card, frequently asked questions sheet, and a 21-day meat stock challenge for those of you who are ready to jump right in. It is only $17. I'm going to talk more about it at the end, but I just wanted to give that to you up front if you're ready to just dive in. So let's break it down. The difference between bone broth and meat stock. Bone broth usually just uses bones, and meat stock uses meaty bones. I'm going to get into the difference between that in a minute. Bone broth also is for longer periods of time, so this could go anywhere from 4 to 72 hours. And meat stock stays generally under 4 hours, closer to 1 to 3 hours. So it's a much shorter cook time. Bone broth is rich in gelatin and minerals, so is meat stock. But bone broth, because of the longer cook time, tends to have more minerals. Bone broth is higher in histamine. Meat stock is lower in histamine. The longer cook time is going to mean more histamines, which can be a little bit tricky for those of you who are sensitive. Bone broth is also higher in glutamine or glutamic acid. Meat stock is lower in glutamine and glutamic acid. This means that bone broth can trigger symptoms in people who are sensitive to glutamates, people with autism, ADHD, people with higher histamine sensitivity, people with neurological conditions like MS, epilepsy, Tourette's, also tend to be more sensitive to glutamates, and so bone broth can be a bit irritating for them. Meat stock, on the other hand, is lower in glutamates, and so it is the more ideal option for those of you who are trying to heal from those issues. But I want to narrow in a little bit on the amino acid profile of bone broth and meat stock. Both of them have high amounts of amino acid, but what you'll notice in this list, and I'm going to explain, bone broth has higher amounts of the amino acid. Each amino acid, except for one, bone broth has higher amounts of it. And so this means that it can be stronger and also more detoxing for those of you who have imbalanced gut flora, which is something I talk about a lot here on my channel. I'm not going to zero in too much on that right now, but I will link a video below if you want to learn more about how to rebalance your gut microbiome. This is really a key step in that. I think meat stock is step number one, but rebalancing the gut flora would come next. So running down the list here, there's aspartic acid, cysteine, threonine, histidine, glutamic acid, like I just mentioned, proline, glycine, alanine, arginine, methionine, valine, lysine, I don't know if I'm saying that right, phenylalanine. Okay. Tyrosine, leucine, and isoleucine. So when compared, all of these except for cysteine and histidine were much greater, double, triple, even 4 times the amount in bone broth as it is in meat stock. So that being said, that means that it is much stronger, it's much more potent, meaning that it's got much larger amounts of these amino acids in them, which is going to play a big factor of deciding when you should actually be drinking bone broth or meat stock. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But just right off the bat, it doesn't mean that the more the better. It really depends on your body and where you're at in your healing. On the other hand, like I said, meat stock is made with meaty bones. It contains bones, but also skin, marrow, cartilage, and all the different connective tissue that are around the joints of animals. This, like I said, is a shorter cook time, generally only 1 to 4 hours. It is much more gentle, it is much more easy to digest, and it contains the exact nutrients you need to start healing the gut lining. It contains amino acids in easily digestible amounts. This is really key, so now I want to get into why is meat stock better for gut healing? If you're dealing with bloating after meals, food intolerances that seem to multiply every single week, constipation or loose stools, brain fog, fatigue, anxiety, or skin flares like acne or eczema, the gut lining is likely damaged, aka you're dealing with leaky gut. When you show signs of damage, you need meat stock, not bone broth. Meat stock provides the amount of amino acids that you need to get started healing, but not to overwhelm your gut lining with so much that it actually causes die-off symptoms. Meat stock provides the necessary amino acids, collagen, gelatin, and electrolytes that your gut lining needs to seal and repair itself. So that leaky gut, I actually believe that you can heal that. Meat stock calms down the inflammation, it supports the immune system, and it actually helps to rebalance stomach acid and enzymes and even kill off certain strains of pathogenic bacteria. It's that potent and powerful. Now, I'm not against bone broth entirely. I just think that most people are generally needing meat stock because they are still dealing with these symptoms. And until you get over the big hump of resolving those symptoms, I will always recommend meat stock. So when do you use bone broth? I think you use bone broth when you've had enough healing time underneath your belt to where you're not experiencing ample amounts of those symptoms and to where you aren't experiencing die-off from meat stock. Because if you can think of it almost like a spectrum, if you've got meat stock over here and bone broth over here, meat stock has got lower amounts of the amino acids, lower amounts of histamine. It's much easier to digest. It's got lots of gelatin and collagen that are good for repair. And then we move over to the bone broth that's got even more amino acids, really great for repair. It's got all the same gelatin, but some of the elements are in too large of quantity to be actually soothing to the digestive tract and can actually cause flare-ups in the beginning. This is why I hear so many people say to me that they tried meat stock and it didn't work out, and it turns out they were actually drinking bone broth. It caused a flare-up of their symptoms because it is just so potent. So I would really recommend giving your body time before introducing bone broth. I would call it more of an advanced therapeutic food. So meat stock is where you start, and it is exactly where I start my long-term coaching clients. Before we even look at probiotics or detox protocols, we need to make sure that we've got meat stock underneath our belt. So just as an overview, when can you start introducing bone broth as opposed to meat stock? I would say it is after the beginning stages of the GAPS diet. If you are on the GAPS diet, a lot of people who are drinking meat stock are. After uncomfortable die-off symptoms are gone, because again, like I said, bone broth can make those die-off symptoms more extreme. So you want to wait till the meat stock die-off symptoms are gone. And when you're really ready to speed up your healing, maybe you've hit a plateau and you want to go deeper and incorporate 2 to 4 times more amino acids into every drink of broth that you're taking in. They have different nutritive properties of their own. Maybe you are not experiencing any of the conditions that I listed in the beginning, and so you aren't as sensitive to glutamates. Bone broth is also a great source of minerals. I think this is great for anybody who's pretty active and they've been able to tolerate meat stock for a while. So that is when I would consider bone broth. But honestly, for quite a while, I think it is perfectly good to just be doing meat stock. Now, why do most people struggle when it comes to meat stock and bone broth? There are 3 key reasons. The first one I just mentioned is that they don't know the difference. And so they're actually drinking bone broth and they should be drinking meat stock. Number 2 is that maybe they are buying store-bought broth, which has 0 of the nutritional qualities that we are looking for in real bone broth or meat stock. A lot of store-bought broths, both broth and stock, are actually diluted. And so you're not really getting as much of the nutrients as you might think you're getting, especially if you were to compare that to a homemade batch of meat stock. Or 3, they try to make meat stock, but then they get overwhelmed and they aren't able to be consistent with it. And this is the biggest problem. This is the reason that I made my meat stock mini course. It is literally a step-by-step shortcut with none of the confusion. You're going to learn exactly what bones to buy, like what cuts of meat to buy and where to buy them. I have a sourcing guide, which literally has sources from all around the world, and a lot of them ship around the world. This is where you're going to get the high quality cuts of meaty bones for that meat stock. I also give you a step-by-step recipe. It's my go-to recipe that I love and I literally use every single time. And with that recipe comes the equipment you need with all of the links, the water you're going to need with links to some of the best water filters out there right now, and information about the specific cook times for each animal because it does vary and that's a big point of confusion I find. It also comes with a frequently asked questions sheet that I'm constantly adding to and a 21-day meat stock challenge with a printable symptom tracker so that you can track your symptoms over the course of the 21 days and see the results that you get from drinking meat stock on a regular basis. All of this for just $17. It is seriously what I wish I had when I first started making meat stock because you guys, we made meat stock one time by just throwing a package of ground beef into, I think it was probably 2 gallons of water, and we called that meat stock. And let me just tell you, that's not meat stock. The crazy thing is it actually helped, but it wasn't meat stock and we had no clue what we were doing. We were often diluting the meat stock and so it didn't have all the gelatinous properties that it could have had. So this is meant to be a shortcut to get you there so much faster than I ever could have gotten myself several years ago when I was starting out making meat stock. So let's recap. Bone broth has its place. but meat stock is the first step you need in real gut repair. If you've got chronic symptoms, food sensitivities, or you just feel like your body is screaming for relief, this is the foundation that you need to lay down. People are so obsessed with eating clean, eating the perfect thing that doesn't have any contaminants or toxins, and I get it, but if your gut lining is porous, if you're not actually absorbing your nutrients, none of that really matters. I've said this before in other videos, but meat stock acts like spackle in the digestive lining. If you can picture a wall with tons of holes in it, it literally spackles all those holes and repairs the tissue of the digestive tract. So it's super important. You can grab the mini course below for just $17 and you'll get everything you need to start healing your gut today. And honestly, it's delicious. So let me know in the comments if you've tried making meat stock or bone broth and what your experience was. And if you got any value out of this video, like the video. And for more root cause gut healing content, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video. Thank you so much for watching.